everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing another speed build. This one's called Greenacres. It's a 4-bed, 2-bathroom build and it's built on a 40 by 30 lot in Willow Creek. It actually comes in at just less than 147,000 simoleons and was a build request that was left in the comments by Katrina Fuller. Now, just before I go any further, this must be like the 25th attempt at doing this voiceover because it's Friday evening. I've had one hell of a stressful week and I'm so tired and I'm having a glass of wine and I've got this funny feeling that if I continue to repeat these voiceovers much longer, I'm going to be slurring by the end of them because I am now nearly through a glass of wine and I am still deleting what I've already said and restarting again. So I just thought I'd put that one out there. But anyway, now we've got over that hurdle, also prepare yourself for some comfortable silences. I think I've been on YouTube enough and long enough now that we can have these moments of just silence. Well, we would do if my husband wasn't sat next to us just typing away and bashing his keys, playing his game. But anyway, moving on. This was a request, like I say, from Katrina Fuller, who'd asked if I could build a family home for a mum and a dad and 3 to 4 children. Now, she did ask whether I could do a create a sim family, but unfortunately I've just not had the time to be able to do that. But secondly, I also thought when I play in The Sims, whenever I play a family, I always like to do it from scratch. So I like to have start with a single sim or start with 2 sims together and build and create the family, because I sort of think if you download a family that's already got kind of like 3 to 4 kids in it, then where do you go from there? You know, if they're like teens, and I mean, especially if the teens, like, you know, they're literally just going to age up, move out, and is that the end of the story? Or do you go on to the next generation? Like, I guess it's personal preference, but I thought in this instance, you know, Katrina, I'm going to let you build your family and for this home, and if you do build a family for this home, I would absolutely love to see them. So if you do, leave me a message in the comments and I'll be sure to check them out on the gallery without a doubt. Now, I did go ahead and personalise this family, because this family home because even though I didn't build it specifically for a family in mind, as I came to do the bedrooms, I did make them. It was a family home, so I made them a little bit more personalised. So we had like a toddler boys room, and yeah, I guess I did kind of pick the gender of the kids in a sort of way. So the outside of this build is fairly straightforward, really. In fact, when I built it, I kind of thought, I think it's a bit boring. I was actually just going to delete it because it just seems too basic for me. But sometimes it's the way that you dress a house that kind of gives its finished look. And I thought space really matters in this house, and I couldn't have really built it any bigger without losing more space at the front and the back of the house. So I thought, no, you know, I'm just going to keep it how it is. Finish it off. If I don't like it, I'll just bulldoze it. But as it was, I actually like the way that it turned out. It kind of looks alright. You know, I can live with it. I was going to recolour it at the end as well. I was going to get rid of this kind of grey look, but I actually love the grey look, like the brickwork, and there's something about the colour grey that, as boring as it is, in certain ways looks really quite nice. So I thought, no, you know what, I'm going to keep it. So obviously, with it being a family home, coming to do the interior, I did want to personalise it more, especially because it was a request from Katrina, and I kind of thought, you know, she's either going to have a girl or a boy, There's no in between, it's gonna happen. So I may as well kind of personalise these rooms a little bit. So I wanted to add more detail than maybe I would in a normal generic build that I would build. So I did go a little bit more in depth. Now, like an absolute tool, I forgot to press record when I started to do the interior. So apologies for that. You sort of missed the first kind of kiddie toddler room. You can see it though as I'm doing the interior of this one, and there wasn't really that much to miss. I did actually remove one of those single beds and I added in a toddler bed. So it was kind of like a toddler to child transition room for a boy. But I did like this teen room, and actually my daughter came over as I was finishing this build and she was like, "Oh, mummy, what are you building?" She had a little look through and she was like, "Oh, I like that girly room." She goes, "I like the bed." I was like, "Thank you." Now, if I can get the approval from my 7-year-old daughter, that is saying something, because God, you know, sometimes like she just messes around with her little brother on Minecraft and they just sort of play, you know, little games and they do the little bit of building. But just recently I've been like watching what they're doing and they're both amazing builders, like really, really good. I think I tweeted out actually a picture of one of the builds that she'd done, and like I'm there with my notepad sat on the sofa, you know, trying to gain some tips. Because between the pair of them, they're just amazing. They were like building underground caves and hideaways and stuff up in like tree houses and stuff. I was like, man, that's amazing. Give me a tour. So I did have a bit of a nightmare with the roofing on this, and damn, if I could have any request, you know, people want seasons, people want pets, people want spiral staircases, and yes, I'm one of those people as well. But if I could have any request, it would be, please, for the love of God, sort the roofing cutting in issues out, please. It drives me bananas. Like, I build my build from the outside and I don't even really look at the inside until I've finished, you know, and I'm happy with the shape of the build from the outside. And then I always drop the walls down, which is the bit that I cut out because no one likes to see that boring crap. And I then remove the walls, and sometimes on some builds I'm really, really lucky. Like the last build that I did, the Victorian build, there was like a million roofs on it, and I thought, trust me, when I drop the walls on this baby, it's going to be a nightmare. It's going to take me forever to sort it out and reshape it. But as it was, I was completely fluky and, you know, it was absolutely fine. This build, however, just has these ends of the roof that just cut in, and you can't even colour that particular wall, because if you colour that particular wall all the way across, it then changes the exterior colour of the roof, like the gable sort of end of the house, and it just drives me nuts. So with this one in the end, I was like, I'm just going to drop it down slightly, just try and make the best that I can out of a pretty shitty situation. And hopefully I can sort of decorate it so it looks half decent. So yeah, I didn't completely, well, I could have spent forever changing it, but the fact of the matter was, it kind of works the way that it is. The roof cutting in, it's not all over the shop, you know, it's not really bad or anything like that. It is playable upstairs, etc. It doesn't look really bad. But nevertheless, I would love for that to be fixed because it does drive me batty. Anyway, moving on downstairs, this is the kitchen area. You can see a pool over to the right. Now, I wanted to section off that half of the house and make like a pool and gym room. But to be honest, it was literally half of the house and the pool just looked stupid. It wasn't big enough. It kind of looked out of place. It didn't look like it was realistic. And when I build my builds, I always like them to look as realistic as possible. Well, I say that, but obviously there are some things that people do, builders doing in The Sims, that are definitely not realistic, and that's okay. That's just being creative. But in this instance on the interior, I do kind of like to make it look a little bit realistic, and it just didn't look realistic at all. So I did go in and remove it, and I have cut all that footage out because obviously you don't want to watch something that I later remove. So yeah, I'm just onto the kitchen at the minute, and It was kind of a strange shape, this house. It wasn't strange at all, I lie. It was a stupid floor plan. Every time I come to do a floor plan, I try to envisage walking through that front door. What do I want to see? What am I likely to see when I walk through that door? What do I want on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, and what room do I want to walk in first, blah, blah, blah. So I always try and kind of do that sort of technique, and I would say probably 7 times out of 10 it works. 3 times out of 10 I just stuff it up. I do stuff it up. But this one was a little bit of a weird shape. It's not really bad, don't get me wrong. Like, you wouldn't look at it and be like, oh man, what a noob. Although you might do. Now I've said that, that's exactly what you're going to do. I can see it. Don't leave that in the comments, it'll hurt my feelings. But anyway, I had this rather bizarre layout of a house, and I think it was the pool that threw me off, to be honest, because once I just threw that in there, it was like, right, what am I going to do with the rest of the house? I don't know. But anyway, so I did actually like this kitchen in the end. It kind of worked out okay, and what I liked about it the most was the colours that I used, the pinks and the browns, because I think that combination is so warm and so pretty as well. But this little room here, this was before I decided to bin off the pool room, so I thought I'd do a little playroom. I've definitely taken that from, I can't remember who it was who said it. I know they said they got it from Kayla, which is Little Simsy, where it was a good idea to add in a sort of kids' playroom in the downstairs area after toddlers was introduced. And apparently she always likes to put in, you know, a little playroom. And I think it's a fantastic idea as well. So Dan, I'm getting on board with that. So I've got this little playroom downstairs, and then this bit here is where I get rid of the pool and decide to section off that side of the house and build a pool, not a pool room, just telling you I got rid of it, a gym, and also I built like a little music area as well, which has got like a piano in it and I think like a microphone or something like that, which is just a little entertainment, activity, skill building area. But yeah, overall, I thought it just made a really sweet family home. So Katrina, if you're watching this, I really hope you love it. And it's now available up on the gallery for download too. But I hope you're all having a fantastic week. In all honesty, mine was total crap. I am so tired, but I'm glad it's Friday. I'm having a little glass of wine. I'm going to chill out this weekend. I've got a couple of collaborations coming up, which is exciting, with some fantastic simmers out there. So stay tuned and keep an eye out for those. But I hope you all have a fantastic weekend and that you enjoyed this speed build, and give me a big thumbs up if you did. But take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye!